Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. And today's sketch is by Sandra Lee, and you saw the amazing sketch at the top of the video. I'm also combining it with the Goal Getter Girls collaborative hop, and this is a really fun hop that I definitely wanted to be a part of. And so today I am using Photoplay's Crafting with My Nomies, which is hilarious. I just love it so much. And I also pulled out simple stories for the record, the ephemera and the stickers. And I did pull out some Nuvo drops, but I completely forget to use those. And then my distress ink and Victorian velvet. And so I chose this heart paper to be the little squares. In Sandra's layout, she has different patterns in all four corners of her layout, which I love. But because of my photos, I decided I didn't want to have too many patterns. And so I'm going to use the hearts, and I cut them into 4 pieces. And I started with 6 by 6, but it needed to have space between. So they actually end up becoming 5 by 5 to be in the background. And I'm scrapbooking a picture of my YouTube photo that I have, the scrapping nerd with the plaid and the glasses. And then I am also putting it with the photo that I made for when I had my 500 subscriber YouTube hop. And I thought this was a perfect thing to scrapbook today to be part of this Goal Getters YouTube hop. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I was really nervous and I kept putting it off and finally I just posted a video. And then this community has been so welcoming and they are so supportive, and I just enjoy it so much, and I want to make sure that I am passing that on, and I'm supporting all of our newbies, and I'm supporting everything that everyone does because everyone has their own unique style. I think one of my unique styles is that I just put everything on a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I just stop when I think my eyeballs are going to start to hurt. And so I don't follow rules, and this how this layout turns out kind of follows that style. There's no rhyme or reason. There's just stuff all over the page, and I just love that. And so I feel like that's what I bring to this crazy, amazing community, is just my crazy overloaded layouts. And I want to help support and get everyone else up to their milestones. I have a long way before I get to another subscriber milestone. I do want to improve my watch hours, but like I said, I mostly joined this collaborative hop to help support all of the other YouTubers out there in our community. And they, like I said, they have all been just amazing. Their likes and the subscribes. I've never had a thumbs down, because that's always kind of nerve-wracking when you're putting your art out in the world for someone to be rude. I've never had a rude comment. I don't even know why the thumbs down thing exists. I mean, if on YouTube, if someone doesn't like something, why would they take the time to click a thumb down button? But that's a whole other story for another day. And so if you're thinking about doing it, just jump into the waters, start making the layouts, make the videos. We're just not bitchy people over here in the crafty community. So with that soapbox spiel, I'll get back to the layout. And so I have that plastic plate in my craft room that I use as a template for when I need a large circle. And in Sandra's sketch, her circle was a little bit smaller, but I actually thought about using my Cricut to cut it out, but I decided nope, I was just going to fussy cut out my circle, and I didn't even distress it, so I was okay with the circle. Usually when I cut it out, I'll distress it because I think it doesn't look like a smooth circle. But I like how that turned out, and I decided to use this blue polka dot as the main paper that you see because my red plaid of my pictures kind of would clash with too many patterns. And I got the corners situated, and I had put them where they were closer together, but then I felt like you couldn't see the hearts very much, so then I just kind of pulled them out more to the corners of the layout. And this collection, like I said, it's called Crafting with My Nomies, and I just thought, not only for this YouTube hop should I scrapbook about my YouTube page or YouTube channel, but I also wanted to highlight the fact that I feel like I scrapbook with my Nomies all the time. You know, again, like I said, I did this channel because at the time I don't have a scrapbook store here, so I didn't know anyone that scrapbooked, and so this community became my friends. I have people on here that I feel like are really good friends of mine, and I haven't even met them. I only feel it, but I feel like I know them through all their channels and stuff. So the photo play Crafting with My Nomies was perfection. Also, I want to tell you, sorry if you hear planes. I live near a base, and we have the air show this weekend, so they're practicing. And so I can't escape that noise at any point for the next rest of the week. So I apologize if it gets loud. So I wanted to cut out this cut apart. It says Scrapping with My Nomies, and it's like a board, and it has all kind of, there's pictures and just scrapping bits. And so I was like, well, this definitely has to go there. And this kind of acts as my title, sort of. I don't really have a title, I would say, but I actually did put a little journaling card on here, you'll see, and I'm gonna journal. I didn't do it on video, but I will journal about my channel. And this also had these little gnomes that are all going to a crop, and so I fussy cut them out because, again, they have to go on this page. There's a little rolling tote with scrapbook supplies in it, and then, you know, the one has the camera and the photos, and there's like scrapbooks. And so just, again, everything about this collection I just love. And I thought that, again, that the red plaid of my photos were clashing a little bit, so I decided to mat them in white. And so I put a small white photo mat around them, and it's just a piece of scrap paper that I keep near me so that I can add photo. What am I trying to say, guys? Words. So that I can add photo mats to my photos. So I was trying to figure out my placement, and in Sandra's sketch, she has the two next to each other, and then I just decided I was just going to kind of tilt them. And the idea of this layout was to make it kind of look like the cut apart that I put up there, where everything's just kind of scattered on the board, because I feel like when I scrapbook, it is just a complete mess in my room all the time. I just have stuff scattered everywhere. I always want to try to clean it up and get it organized, and I can find stuff, but my table is never clean. If I've scrapbooked, or I'm going to, it's just stuff everywhere. And so I'm like, you know what, that's how this layout should look, is just kind of a scattering of the different things that I'm going to put on there. At the top, I found that sticker, and it says, what happens at the crop stays at the crop. I thought that was cute. I wanted to have something that kind of anchored my embellishment cluster in the corner, so I found this green circle. I think it said something like worth it, but the color matched well, so I used that and put this other gnome on there, and it just kind of helped to anchor him. And then I put a green one that I had on the other side, and this was actually just stuff that I pulled out for my How to Kill a Kit with Style that sits near me, and I just went through it to see if there was some sort of tag or something that I could use to help anchor my embellishment over there. And so I put the little journaling spot, and then on top of it, to cover whatever it said, I put Maker's Gonna Make, and there's a little tab that says scrap above it. The little paper clip from the For the Record, I cut so that it kind of looks like it was paper clipped onto the picture. And I like how that turned out. And I put one of those little, what are those? Those metal like clippy things. on top of the other photo, and that's from the For the Record collection. And then this banner I just thought was cute, so I put it between the two photos, and it's got like bits and bobs in it, and there's like thread. I think that's supposed to be thread on it, but I thought that would be cute on there, and just added some hearts. I will, at the bottom, pull in from the For the Record collection, one that says documented, stories to tell, and capture the moment. And so that's pretty much what's going to be on the layout. The little gnome, I put that Let's Get Crafty bubble above him. And so I forgot to add my Nuvo drops, but that's going to be the layout. And again, like I said, make sure there's a playlist for the 30 days of sketches and a Facebook, so that will all be down below. And there's also going to be a playlist for the Goal Getter Girls Hop. And make sure that you watch all those videos on that playlist, like and subscribe to all of those ladies, and just share the love. That's what it's all about. So everyone have a great day. Bye.